Hey everyone, it's Prithvi Arvind here. Now this is my review for White Noise, the new film directed by Noah Baumbach and starring Adam Driver, Greta Gerwig, and Don Cheadle in the lead roles. Now White Noise is based on a very famous novel from the 80s that is also named White Noise, and that was an experimental, very different novel. And I didn't read it, but I know people that read it and said that if you like that novel, you will like this film. If you didn't like the novel, you probably won't like this movie. I didn't read the novel, but I would say that this movie was just okay. There was a lot of great ideas in this movie. I think that, following a family and their dynamics during not a post-apocalyptic situation, but kind of like a dangerous nuclear fallout situation. It was a very interesting story to follow, but the thing was, I felt like this movie was like four different stories in one. There was the nuclear fallout, there was the family dynamic of the parents having their fights, the kids having some sort of like tension between their parents, and there was also like a story based around like ego, how the ego gets bruised because things are not going in your life. There's also the whole like post-pandemic commentary that's happening throughout this whole movie, even though this movie is taking place in a couple of decades before this. And I felt like there were some really great moments in this movie where during the nuclear fallout portions, it felt very Spielbergian. And when you watch this film, you probably would understand what I mean. There's a lot of scenes where like the cinematography and the way that Noah Baumbach has shot the scenes and placed them in the movie feels very Spielbergian in terms of the presentation, in terms of the feeling and the acting of the actors. And I just felt like those were the best portions of the film. And that was probably like maybe 20 to 30 minutes of the whole entire film, but the rest of the movie kind of feels like it's a lot is happening. It's kind of chaotic. It just feels very odd too. Like the dialogue delivery and the dialogues being said by the characters is kind of weird as well. And I mean, like, it's not a horrible movie, but it's a very interesting absurdist dramedy, and I know a lot of people are not going to like this. I, for one, liked it to a certain extent. I like Noah Baumbach's style of writing. I like his direction. I really loved Marriage Story, but I didn't love White Noise the same way I loved Marriage Story. But to be fair, it's two different films altogether, and I would say White Noise is like a 6 out of 10 at best, in my opinion. Now, White Noise is playing in theaters, in select theaters actually, and before it goes to Netflix on December 31st, I believe, it's going to be playing in theaters in a limited release. So yeah, if you can, go watch it in theaters or wait for it on Netflix. And let me know in the comments below if you've seen White Noise and what you thought of it.